Hi, Phil Hundle here with a project update. I'd like to update everyone here in Wharton County, specifically on the TxDOT I-69 Highway 59 project. This is a project that's been going on for some time now, has been affecting all of us that live here in Wharton County and those that travel back and forth to Houston. Lots of construction for a long time. We've all had to drive through the Fort Bend portion of it. Now that construction is moving. It has been in Wharton County. It's moving through Wharton County. It's made its way down essentially across the Colorado River Bridge at FM 961 construction. That's where it is right now. TxDOT has acquired most of the tracks through Mackey, which is near the Wharton Municipal Airport. However, more acquisitions are taking place, moving further south along I-69. Yes, several years ago, there are already some acquisitions in and around El Campo. So really, we're talking about more acquisitions happening south of El Campo towards Jackson County. And then it continues on past or into Jackson County down to Victoria, but that will be further on in the future. With these TxDOT projects, they take a long time to develop and for eventually construction to happen. So if you're a landowner affected by this I-69 expansion or a Highway 59 expansion, you have been contacted already. There have been some meetings posted that you may or may not have attended, but it is in the stages now where landowners are getting initial offers. And with anything related to condemnation, I always suggest contacting an attorney that handles condemnation matters for landowners so that they can help evaluate the offer, the initial offer, final offer, appraisal with you so that you can better understand what the condemnation taking or what the fee simple taking is going to look like on your property. A lot of times there's some misunderstandings about how much is going to be taken. I have had landowners initially think that much less land was going to be taken than what actually was in that plat that they had seen. These projects, oftentimes there's variations or changes to the plats, the engineered drawings, and so you need to know what the latest and greatest is and how it affects your property. I'm going to jump over now to my screen and we're going to show and look at some TxDOT information on this project. As we mentioned, we're looking at the TxDOT website. Very helpful, very informative. First, we go to the TxDOT projects and studies, and here's the project. Obviously, a larger map of Wharton County showing the project. As we mentioned, the project has already progressed past the Colorado River, more or less in this area. We know that they have already acquired tracks along this area, but they are still needing to acquire more tracks further down. Sporadically, they have already acquired tracks in and around El Campo as well, but it varies, and I think that's part of the changes in their project from time to time. Go to TxDOT main website, txdot.gov, and then you go project studies. It's in the Wharton County, is in the Yoakum district, and this provides information on the project. Once again, these projects are slow developing. The open houses originally were in 2014, and then there was a public hearing in 2017, and now we're in 2025. So long time developing. Schematics, as we talked about, so you can click on here and you can get some schematics. Sometimes these schematics are hard to read because of all the different things on the schematic themselves, but you can scroll up and down the schematic. You can look at the legend and it explains exactly what you're looking at. Let's scroll here to the left and it'll show you what the legend talks about, the proposed right-of-way. So that's going to be something that we're going to focus on, is this proposed right-of-way. And let's scroll over here and get a little bit better look at it. Let's see if we can zoom in. Much of this is already the highway and much of this is already TxDOT's right-of-way. However, the red line is where they will be acquiring more right-of-way. So as you can see, there's going to be an additional amount of right-of-way that they're going to acquire. And an interesting thing to note, I always like to point this out, is as you can see, let me try to zoom in, this denial of access. There's certain points in their right-of-way that have denial of access to them. And so the landowner that owns this tract of land will not have a culvert or access across this line. So that's significant, and that's important, and it's something that a landowner needs to take into consideration when they're evaluating the compensation that's proposed by TxDOT. Is once again, how much of their land is being taken, how much, once again, sometimes the amount or depth of what they're taking is very significant on the tract of land. It may not leave much of the remainder of the property usable for the landowner, and so there very much could be a damage to the remainder of the value of the property. But then also this denial of access could also create a reduction or a damage to the remainder of the rest of the property or the value. So those are all things that need to be taken into consideration, as well as what's the highest and best use of the property. The current use is not always the highest and best use of the property, meaning if right now this land is farmland, that doesn't mean that that's the highest and best use. The highest and best use of this property may very well be for retail, commercial. There is some retail or commercial or industrial along the highway, and so therefore one could believe, and a landowner could give an opinion as to what he thinks the highest and best, or she thinks the highest and best use of their property is, or a real estate expert, and it is definitely not what the current use is. So all things to take into consideration when you are evaluating an offer, initial offer, final offer, the appraisal by TxDOT. Always, I believe it's worth your while to visit with an attorney that handles eminent domain and condemnation cases for landowners to better evaluate your case and then understand the process and where you are in the process. I always recommend landowners understand and know where they are in the process. Oftentimes they believe that they're very deep into the process and they have to make decisions immediately, and there's lots of pressure on them. And in reality, they're very, very early in the process. There's still a lot of things that will and can happen in the case, and they do have time to evaluate their options. So with that, I hope this is helpful. Good luck.